The National Treasury will lose up to 172 billion Kenya shillings in revenue that would have been collected this year due to the economic downturn triggered by the coronavirus pandemic. National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani says huge budget cuts are in the pipeline, with money allocated to ministries, parliament, the judiciary and county governments for foreign and local travel being channeled to various efforts geared towards combating the COVID-19 pandemic. Francis Gashuri has those details.
The economic effects of the coronavirus pandemic are already manifest, even as the country records a daily increase in confirmed COVID-19 cases. The multi-agency task force on graft has channeled 2.1 billion shillings to the National Treasury to beef up the COVID-19 kitty. The money is part of the 2.9 billion shillings prosecution fund, where recovered proceeds of corruption and money laundering are channeled.
And we hope, and of course we've gotten assurance from the CS and Treasury itself, that the money will be used for the purposes that it has been set aside for.
There are some cases that we are not able to get the money because people have appealed. So until the appeal is gone, is when we'll be able to recover that money.
The National Treasury facing a Herculean task of assembling a multi-billion shillings war chest to combat the spread of the coronavirus and purchase medical equipment and medication, as well as hiring of personnel to manage those already infected.
Every single day, the need for budget support keeps on increasing. We are not only addressing the issue of masks, we are not only addressing drugs, because it touches every nerve of the economy.
The economy is already taking a hit, with projected revenues to finance the 2019-2020 budget untenable. A raft of tax measures announced by President Uhuru Kenyatta a week ago to cushion Kenyans from the effects of COVID-19, shrinking the revenue sources.
The net import of the incentives will result in 272 billion revenue loss for Kenya per year. So if you are looking at 3 months, then you are looking at a figure of about 60 billion.
With normal government operations almost at a standstill, the National Treasury has prepared a supplementary budget that will be tabled when the National Assembly resumes sittings next week. Local and foreign travel, entertainment and some development projects among allocations earmarked for chopping.
And we are not sparing any item, including even development. We are actually partially suspending some of the development program, so that now we address it next financial year, hoping that things will have improved.
The totality of it being slowed economic growth, with key sectors that contribute the lion's share of the national gross domestic product GDP, such as accommodation and restaurants, agriculture, manufacturing, education and real estate, suffering.
This year we are looking at a growth of about 6% of GDP, but we are not too optimistic in terms of the revenue and in terms of growth projection. We are looking at a modest 3%, and it can even come lower than that.
Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.